Life-Changing Decision by Erica McIntyre. Making the decision to be pro-life or pro-choice has been a controversial social-political topic for generations. An abortion is the termination of a human pregnancy, typically done within the first 28 weeks. Having an abortion is a decision made by the pregnant female during childbearing age for unwanted pregnancies, unplanned pregnancies, or pregnancies that may result in the mother's death. In 1973, Roe v. Wade was a trial that increased access to safe abortions in the United States. Since that year, there have been millions of abortions safely and illegally performed in the United States alone. Let's discuss how individuals and society have responded to the idea of having abortions through social thinking, social relations, social influence, as well as theories, research, and career opportunities. There are many factors to consider when choosing to be pro-life, pro-choice, to have an abortion, or if you would support public officials that take a stance on abortion. Here are just a few factors to consider. Around 25 million unsafe abortions were estimated to have taken place worldwide each year. Nearly 1 in 4 women in America will have an abortion during her lifetime. Anti-abortionists have pressured healthcare companies with various restrictions and requirements, which have led to clinic closures. Some of the challenges are not health-related, such as the proximity of a clinic to schools and their parking lot size, while others are concerned about the mother and require 24 to 72 hours before confirming her decision. Also, parental consent or notification, or simply being informed about the process, her mental health, or fetal pain. Stricter restrictions on abortion laws directly impact low-income women who are unable to travel, take time off work, or afford the medical procedure and medication. Medical expenses and related costs of unintended pregnancies borne by federal and state governments are between $9.6 and $12.6 billion annually. Choosing a stance can be easy when it does not directly affect you and when little to no research has been done outside of following your family's view or the influence of the media. However, each person makes a decision based on different factors or influences. Public opinion research shows abortion attitudes are influenced by a range of variables, including age, education, political affiliation, and personal values. Some only consider their faith and have made a moral decision. Others may consider the amount of responsibility having a child creates or conditions that cause the pregnancy to be unwanted or unplanned. Teen pregnancy typically impacts additional family members, completion of education, household income, and can put a strain on the young mother and father due to their early stages of life. Social influence plays a major role when deciding a stance at any age. The media uses verbiage to provoke thought and emotion when referring to abortions, such as fetal heartbeat and forced pregnancy. As 15 to 19-year-olds make up a large population of unplanned pregnancies, research shows that adolescents' exposure to sexual media content increases their risk for early sexual activity and teen pregnancy. On the news, you can find out about the Supreme Court currently reviewing 16 cases that impact abortion restrictions. The ruling could impact if, when, and how abortions happen. Women's rights movement is actively protesting to ensure women keep the right to access safe abortions. While this social issue has been around for generations, social action has been very responsive and protective. Snyder and Amato state the phenomena of social action are individual phenomena in that they involve the actions of individuals reflecting their individual concerns, their personal values, their own motives, and their particular goals. These phenomena are social as well, and they are engaged in not only by individuals, but also by collections of people, and often by people who band together to perform these activities in groups, organizations, and communities. They are also social in that they are done on behalf of other people who are the beneficiaries of social action and often for the betterment of society at large. Recently, O'Connor, Maher, and Kadia Nikki wanted to clarify how much influence biological or gender attitudes had on choosing to be pro life or pro choice when faced with a public law that was soon to change. Their theory was that participants would endorse gender theories that matched what they initially elected to have when presented media coverage with both supportive and opposing views as their own. Unfortunately, this took place during national media coverage of abortion, which caused both sides to flood the media. This may have caused some participants to feel like they were being manipulated and made them vote the opposite way to sway the results. The research method that they used were two online surveys, which were created from which were created and used social media groups in order to recruit. Ads were placed in groups that followed the media debate and referendum, such as pro-life Facebook groups and also religious groups. The two surveys were advertised in separate places to minimize the chances of one person taking both surveys. The survey tested if a person would adapt their beliefs based on what they represented. Their study did not support their theory. Choosing a position still had many factors, and it wasn't just a yes or no decision. Additional testing would need to be done to better understand if participants who elected to be pro life shifted to pro choice once they learned about traumatic abortions instead of only considering elective abortions. While abortion is a very public topic, it is still a very private decision for a pregnant woman to make. A career that would help a pregnant woman during her time of decision making would be a counselor at a women's clinic or women's community health center. Pre abortion counseling can help inform the pregnant woman on her body, the procedure, alternatives, establishing a support system, contraceptives, and post abortion follow up.